Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Notes Live. If anyone has been a longtime viewer of the channel, you may remember this series. I used to do a series called Social Notes, and I would share social media news and updates and things that are going on. I stopped doing it because I really realized this honestly needs to be a live show. By the time I put together these social media updates and all of that and got it uploaded and ready to go, the news was old. So I thought maybe we could do this once a month, once a week. I don't know. Once a week might be too much, but you guys let me know in the comments if this is helpful or interesting to you. I just wanted to talk about some of the social media news from last month. So the big thing is that Instagram actually has been teasing this big update, this big announcement for the past couple of days, and they announced it today. And a lot of people are disappointed by it, I'm going to be honest, which makes me a little bit sad. So they finally came out with it today. And the big announcement was that you can now go live with up to 4 people in what they're calling Instagram live rooms. So I think that a lot of people were really hoping for that swipe up feature for any account under 10K. There were people that we're really hoping for an update to the algorithm, but it's just live. And, I'm actually quite interested in this feature because if any of you have been on Clubhouse, I'm sure you've all heard a lot about Clubhouse. This is sort of Instagram's way to compete in that space. It's already been said that Facebook, I'm looking down at my notes here, The Verge reported that Facebook is reportedly building a direct competitor to Clubhouse, but Instagram Live is going to capture some of those people who might be interested in Clubhouse but can't currently access it, which I think is a great thing to keep in mind. So the Instagram, their official account, said that this is a great way to increase your reach as guest followers can be notified. And like I said, that was a big thing that people were complaining about, is the algorithm and being seen throughout that algorithm. I see a comment coming in here saying that people were hoping for Reels insights too. That's a really good point. Yeah, the theories on Twitter were really interesting to see what people were looking out for, or what people were hoping for, because I don't think I saw any person say they want a 4-person live stream. But like I said, I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. I think that there are actually a lot of cool opportunities for this. I know I personally, I've been testing out Clubhouse and I think it's good. I think it's fine. But I actually really do miss the video element. I might be in the minority there, but I personally really like seeing people's faces. I think you get a better conversation. We say a lot with our faces. So I enjoy seeing that personally. And it's also just moving my audience over from Instagram to Clubhouse. I mean, I have like 300 followers on Clubhouse. So it'll be interesting to see if any big Instagram influencers or people start to use this. Let's see, 4-person live streams are actually quite common in India. Do you mean on Instagram? Have you had that feature for a while? If so, that's not too surprising because Instagram does tend to test out some of these newer features in other markets, and India is a big market for Instagram, I think. So that's really interesting. So let me know in the comments, you all, please. I'd love to hear from you. Do you see yourself using IG live rooms or Clubhouse more often? And if I do any panels or live podcasts or roundtables or webinars with guest instructors, would you rather me do those on Instagram live rooms, or would you like to see those on Clubhouse? Or do you want me to kind of mix it up? I'm really curious to to know. We got our first weird comment, so let's see if I can remove him. Okay. I am very ticklish, for the record. All right, let's go ahead and talk about, let's see, TS says Clubhouse. Awesome. Wait, why do you prefer Clubhouse? I'm really curious. Bethan says 100% backing Insta, but we'll test. Yes, that is my motto. Test. That's sort of why I've been doing the whole Clubhouse thing. I'm not ruling it out, but let's see. Sabrina, definitely Instagram for me, my literary musings. So it sounds like you have to have a certain amount of followers for these lives. No, let me be clear about that. So it sounds like, and I haven't tested this feature out yet myself. I'm going to do that soon here, hopefully. But you can, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to monitor the comments at the same time. No follower account required for this. IG live room. As long as you can do an Instagram live, as long as you haven't been blocked from doing lives, you can do the live rooms. And it just follows the same exact process as you would for a normal live. I was trying to get information on whether or not you could save these, because that's one of my big issues with Clubhouse as well. You can't repurpose the content very easily. I didn't see anything saying that you couldn't save it, so I'm going to assume that you can save it just like you would your normal Instagram lives. You can download them to your phone, upload them as an Instagram TV video. So yes, no follower account on those. Tiffany says you have to be invited to Clubhouse, right? So that would not be my preference. And Bethan shouted out that she has some invites, so maybe you guys can get connected that way if you need one. But yes, that's a big downfall about Clubhouse, is that you have to be invited, and you also have to have iOS. You have to either have an iPhone, an iPad, something that can use Apple apps. And a lot of people are saying that Clubhouse is quite kind of elitist in a way. You have to have an Apple and you have to have an invite. Invites are getting more and more common. I think if you're in this industry, it's pretty easy to kind of just ask around on Twitter or, in a networking group or something like that. But it still is a bit of a barrier to entry there. Let's see. Okay. And Muskan, sorry, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. In India, you can save it. So that's good to know. So yeah, same deal here. And that's another one of my, like I said, my gripes with Clubhouse is that you can't save, you can't repurpose. So it'll be interesting to see this. I want to move on to one other hot topic I want to talk about, and then we can hop into some questions and chat with each other. Twitter is exploring some paid subscription options. I want to know what you all think about this. This comes from a Bloomberg report. Twitter says that to explore potential options, well, this is a kind of a leaker at Twitter, let's say. To explore potential options outside of ad sales, a number of Twitter teams are researching subscription options, including one using the code Rogue One. At least one idea being considered is relating to tipping, or the ability for users to pay the people they follow for exclusive content. So Twitter is trying to make some money, and one of the things that they are considering doing is giving people access to certain features like TweetDeck, or like advanced features such as undo send or things like that if they want to pay. And like I just read there, they're also thinking about the whole tipping thing. I'm curious, would you pay for any features on Twitter? Is that even remotely intriguing to you? Maybe an edit button. I think that's the most requested feature on Twitter. And I was very much anti-edit button for a very long time, but I'm kind of turning over a new leaf. I'm kind of ready for an edit button myself. Let me know in the comments if you would pay for any Twitter features, if you would pay to follow any particular users. I think this would honestly be the death of Twitter, to be honest with you. I think YouTube is a huge platform, and they've tried the whole YouTube, what is it even called? YouTube Red. I'm a creator and I don't even pay for that. So I don't think that this is a great option. Let's see. Andy says no to paying for Twitter. He also says, hey, just want to say thank you. I watch your videos pretty religiously. I got motivated and started my own business, quit my day job, tripled my income, and I'm free now. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations, Andy. That is huge. The invite thing about Clubhouse doesn't bother me, but iOS only. I don't like that. I agree. I don't either. And I'm an Apple person, like through and through, but I just think it limits accessibility. And it's not even that Android is a small percentage of, cell phone users overall. I think it's pretty close to 50-50, a little bit underneath, a little bit under 50. I was just listening to your podcast and then you go live. That's so funny. Can't use Clubhouse on a Mac, though. True. It has to be like a mobile device. Bethan is not a fan of platform paid for access, would rather give all my money to creator for products. I agree with you. If there's somebody that I want to follow on a platform, I would maybe just subscribe to their Patreon, or if they have a membership group, or buy a course or something like that, rather than pay. Sorry if my screen just went black. It went black on my end, but I think I'm back now. Let's see. Okay. So let me know if you all have any questions, any marketing questions, any platform questions, social media questions. Feel free to pop them into the chat. I do have a couple that were sent to me over on Instagram, so I'm going to read those out. And I also have noted down here, if you see the little bar here, hopefully it's showing up correctly. We do have a few spots left in my social media management accelerator, which is kicking off at the end of the month. So make sure to head over to SMM Accelerator if you're interested in getting in on this deep dive into social media management. It's going to be a live course with me and maximum 100 other people. So it's going to be really fun. And we, as of this morning, I think we have about 15 seats left. So it's going pretty quickly. So if you want to get in there, make sure to head over there. Let's see. Andy saying, thanks, guys. Yes, good job, Andy. That's amazing. Twitter is going to be declining pretty heavily given Jack Dorsey's situation. I think it will go away completely over time, and spending time trying to market there is a waste of time, sadly. That's really interesting. You know, I love Twitter. I love it just because it's casual, it's fun. I don't really use it for business too much. I just enjoy getting on there and seeing what's going on, chatting with people. So it makes me a little sad to think about it dying, but you know, it has been having some issues. And I think honestly, the election was really keeping it alive for this past year. And that, and, you know, just the state of the world in general, I think people used it as a connection platform a lot, just to kind of chat, share news, share updates and things like that. But I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I have the same feeling about Clubhouse, to be honest. I actually feel people have all this time now to sit around on their phones and listen to random conference calls, basically. I don't know that will happen once the world completely opens up and we start going outside again or going back to our offices. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's kind of my hypothesis on that. Let's see. Do you think IGTV ads would actually work? I don't know. I don't know that I know enough or have an opinion on that yet. You know, in theory, it could work the same as a YouTube ad. And I think if they want people to use IGTV, they are going to have to pay creators. I could easily upload this on IGTV or upload any of my YouTube videos onto IGTV. I don't, because there's not a huge incentive for me there. The watch time is really low. So if they do really want, you know, users to upload good content, they're going to have to pay creators. But I cannot imagine sitting through on my tiny little phone. I already hate watching videos on my phone. Sitting through a 30-second ad. I don't know. I don't know that the user experience would be there. I think that Instagram's going to need to figure out another monetization strategy. This article actually for the live rooms, they did talk about badges, which is another way that they are considering paying, you know, helping monetize these live streams for creators. It sounds like they'll be similar to like a super chat here on YouTube. You can do a super chat and leave basically a tip for me, or Twitch, you can get emotes and things like that. So it sounds like the badges are going to be a similar solution to that. Maybe that's the better route for monetization over ads, because I just can't imagine anyone wanting to sit through that. Let's see. Bethan says, I still have an account I manage that still doesn't have the update where ad post button moved and Reels. Any ideas as to when the roll up finishes? Ad post. You still don't have Reels. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. You know, I really don't have, I have a couple of friends in the industry and clients who, I mean, one of my friends, she couldn't add music to her stories for, I still don't know if she can. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know if you've tried chatting in with Facebook supports, like Facebook ad support. If you go into your business manager account, there's a way to chat with them there. If you need the link, I can try to dig it out for you later. But that has sometimes gotten some of those weird issues fixed for me, but it should have rolled out by now, I would imagine. And I also know, you know, by region and by country, things move differently, but you should have it by now. Rick, with your social media management accelerator course, will there be hands-on training on the different social media platforms? So hands-on, kind of. So what we'll be doing is essentially live lectures. I'll be teaching different course materials. There'll be 2 to 3 lessons every single week. And then you'll also have a little pod, sort of a mastermind accountability pod that you'll be meeting with. There'll be assignments every single week. So we will be going over the different social media platforms. We'll be covering advertising, content creation, strategy, really going through the whole workflow of a social media management plan, copywriting, things like that. And there is actually, see, I lost your comment. If you want to go to this website right here, if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a curriculum there. So you can view all of the lessons. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email to that support email that's listed on the course page as well. Andy says, I think Twitter should just focus primarily on sports, to be honest. That's interesting. I don't really watch sports. We watch soccer sometimes in this household, but I could kind of care less. I'm loyal to a team just because the house is, but that's interesting. I think, again, similar to like world events, politics, sports is one of those things that does do well on Twitter just because it's real time. Like you can click, type out your team's name and instantly see how they're doing in a live match or something like that. What are your thoughts on platforms like Locals? They have to pay per creator to view the content. Unlike YouTube, that's free. So yeah, if anyone isn't familiar with Locals, I think it's similar to a Patreon. I'm fine with them. I mean, for me personally, I haven't really used them. I tried Patreon for like a few months and I didn't really like it. I really enjoy or prefer giving something for that. So instead of just having people like tip me, I would rather you all join my membership group, which I do have one. It's called the Freelance Friday Club, freelancefriday.club. If anyone is interested, I would rather people support me that way by actually getting some value in return. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure, I know for Patreon, I'm not as familiar with Locals. I know some people I watch have one of those, but more familiar with Patreon. There are ways that you can give value through Patreon. You can, if you're an artist, you can write little cards to people. You can do downloadables. You can do live streams like this. So I think they're fine. I think it's totally fine. I don't mind them at all. Somebody said, okay, April, I think this is to Bethan. She said, switch your account type to business or creator with the Reels issue. So maybe you could try that. About the stories music, business accounts won't be able to do that anymore. So probably change to creator's account. Okay, interesting. See, I do have a business account and I still have access. So, but I do think I did hear about that. It's interesting. My literary musings, I have similar issues where IG updates like music and reels and adding pics and stories never come or they go away. Don't know how to fix. Yeah, I don't. The only thing, in addition to what all these folks are saying, maybe try switching your account type. Also, sometimes if you remove all of your accounts, I know it took me like a year to fully remove an account, like a client's account from my phone one time. It just would not let me. So I had to manually sign out of every single account and then like re-add them, which is annoying because you'll lose all of your drafts and it is a bit of a pain. But that's something that I think sometimes IG needs to just sort of reset. So you can go ahead, maybe try doing that. Let's see. It is a business account. So if the course is, okay, Tia has a question about the accelerator. If the course is live, it's probably when not all of us can come. So can we watch later? Absolutely. So we are doing, like I said, 2 to 3 of the sessions are going to be live every week, but it's also going to be uploaded just like a normal course and you get lifetime access to the course as well. So yes, you can come live, but it is not at all mandatory that you come live. If you work during the day or are busy or just aren't interested, you have other things going on, you can save those if you want for Friday. You can binge all 2 or 3 sessions on Friday if you want to, or whatever day of the week you choose to. The only thing that is time sensitive about this program is that if you do want my feedback on your assignments, you do need to get those in by the due dates, just because I can't have lifetime access, obviously, to assignments and be grading assignments like 10 years later. So you would have to get those assignments in if you want my feedback. Not required. You don't need to give me, need to get my feedback, but that is definitely a value add of the program. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Andy says, which soccer team? I'm like really afraid that I'm going to offend somebody, but we're an Arsenal household here. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't care. So don't be mad at me. Madrid. Yeah, I don't know that that's our team. So okay, let's see. Natalia says, I'm so happy to be here. Are you taking Q&A? Yes, go ahead or sorry, Natalie, not Natalia. Go ahead and pop your question in the comment if you have one. Rick says, I have very little to no experience in social media. Would the accelerator course be good for you? Yes. Absolutely. This is a great course for anybody who I'm saying it's a good beginner to intermediate level. I would say for folks who are really advanced might not be the greatest fit. It might be, you always learn something, but definitely this is going to be super great for people who are beginner to intermediate. We're going to really be breaking down all of the features, breaking down the best practices, breaking down the workflow for how to really get results for your clients or for your own accounts or for a job if you're looking for a social media management job. So yes, absolutely. I think this would be great for you. Georgia, oh my gosh, this is a really good question. And I would love to see some of your comments, some of the viewer responses to this question. If you could make your own social platform, what problem would it solve? I'm going to need to think about that, to be honest. Let me do some thinking as I'm responding to some other questions, and I will come back to you. Jorge, does Social Media Management Accelerator go over the business side of things, as in how to land clients, how to price and contracts? No. So thank you for asking that. This course is specifically a strategy and workflow course. So it is not about the business side of things. I do have a course called A Journey Social. Some of you may have taken it. That is really what that is about. You can go to courses.latashajames.com. It's a self-paced course. And I'm letting you know this now. I took a breath because it's a little scary to say in front of people out loud, but I am actually going through right now and updating that material. I don't want to give a date yet for the update. I want to say in the next month or so, that course will be completely revamped as well with some updated stats and updated videos and things like that. So if you want, you can buy it now. Again, you'll have access to all the updates later. And it's still a valuable course. I still get great reviews on it now, but I think there's a couple portions that are a little bit out of date, but that's going to be what you want if you are specifically looking for the business stuff. I say that the accelerator and A Journey Social go really nicely hand in hand together. So, but yeah, if you're just looking for business, I would go with A Journey Social. How do I delete an Instagram account? I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it in your settings. I don't know off the top of my head, but if you just Google it, I'm sure that Instagram Help probably has a step-by-step screenshot tutorial for you. Andy says, I'm going to sign up for Freelance Friday. It's the least I can do for all the valuable info you give for free on YouTube. Thanks again. You're killing it. Thank you, Andy. We would love to have you. If you like this kind of thing, we do monthly live Q&As, monthly masterminds, monthly masterclasses. It's just a great community. So freelancefriday.club is where you can sign up for that. What is the name of the scheduling software that you recommend? I have signed 2 clients for my social media management business. So there's a couple that I recommend. If you're looking for Instagram only, I really like Later. I think it's a great tool. You can schedule stories with it, schedule posts with it. If you are only managing 1 client or 2 clients, Facebook Creator Studio, I had to think about it for a second, is free and really easy to use. So I recommend that one as well. Later is a little bit easier if you have a lot of content or a lot of clients. And then if you're doing multiple platforms, so more than just Instagram and Facebook, I really like Loomly, Loomly. So excited for the accelerator. I'm already in. Yay. That's exciting. Hey, Amina, I miss your vlogs, but I'm happy to see you. Thank you. I still vlog, but it's boring stuff. But I'm happy to hear from you as well. I hope you're doing well. I do have a second channel for the 5 people who care about my personal life. It's called Latash 2.0. So my name minus the A. You can check that out, Latash 2.0. I've been doing wedding planning stuff, which don't even get me started on that. And just life things. Yay, goobers. Okay, I think that's an Arsenal thing. Yeah, I don't know. Gooners. Okay, I was like goobers. Yes, Gooners is Arsenal. Just bought A Journey Social last week. Awesome, Joy. I hope you're getting value out of it. And like I said, you're going to get an update to it very soon as well. So you can kind of do a refresher and it'll have a lot more value for you as well in hopefully a month or so. But again, please don't hold me to that date. I'm working my little fingers away as fast as I can. Devin, What is your go-to source to get the latest info on social media algorithms? Okay, so I like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on it? I talk about it all the time. Social Media Lab. Social Media Lab is a really great podcast, website, blog. I also like the sources I used to pull information for these reports today were TechCrunch, The Verge, and then straight from the sources, Instagram's blog. I also like Hootsuite's blog, Later's blog, all of those social media scheduling tools, their blogs and resources. So I'd say those, but I also like to add the caveat that really the best indicator of how content is performing, the best way to stay up to date with things is just by testing, just by being a participant in social media and creating good content, because we can't control the algorithms. They're going to change. Some weeks they work in our favor, some weeks not so much. However, we can control whether or not we're putting out good content, One of my clients' accounts didn't have music as well, but once I got to a certain number of followers, I got more access. That's really weird. Interesting. I also started playing with HoneyBook, and it makes me manually add the package items for each invoice. Is that not normal? You should be able to save them. What you might need to do is go into templates, invoices, and then create an invoice template with all of your package items, like make a list of all the items that you offer, and then they should save in there. But if you've already done that, I'm not really sure. Sarah says, I also wanted to say I'm so excited for Latasha's course. I am so excited, you guys. This is like, I feel like I'm getting ready for the first day of school because it's going to be fun. Rick, what exactly do you mean strategy and workflow for Accelerator? So I mean how to post, how to make the most out of your content, meaning how to ideate the content, how to create a strategy, how to decide what platforms you're on, how to decide, the tone and voice that you're going to develop for your clients, how to decide your engagement strategy, your customer service strategy, advertising strategy. We're going to go through all of that stuff. So as opposed to being more on the business side of how to price your services, and things like that, it's going to be more about the actual platforms themselves, creating content, making the most of the content. I hope that answers the question. Undoubtedly, we will be talking about, we will be doing live Q&As like this in the course as well. So of course, if you have a question about pricing or within your pod as well, you can absolutely talk about those things, but that's not going to be like the basis of the course. Oh my gosh, these comments are going fast. I'm sorry that I keep looking over, but Natalie, I'm currently a social media manager for a corporation, wanting to do freelance work. I already have an LLC, Instagram, Facebook, logos, branding. I followed your suggestion and did case studies on past work. I just need to start marketing myself. Advice for ad content. I probably wouldn't do ads as in paid ads just to start. I would just start to grow a community as best as you can organically. Show some of your work if you have it. Share, develop some type of a content series where you can really showcase your knowledge and get it out there and really start to build a community organically before you start running any ads. Also, develop a lead magnet. Develop something now that you can give away for free. That's the best way to get people onto an email list, which you can then funnel them over to a webinar if you want to launch and go full force with your business, or get them to buy a digital product or service with you. So I would say focus on generating some kind of a lead magnet and just growing that community organically first. Rachel, do you say to be successful as a social media manager, you need to have your own personal online presence as well? No, I don't. And I actually think a lot of people get really hung up on this. And I don't think you need it necessarily. Now, I do think that having a personal brand for certain things is really valuable. If you have a business and you want to be the face of the business, if you're the CEO of your business, somebody's got to be on social. I mean, think about any of the brands that we love and support and that you spend your money with. I mean, usually they're going to be on social, right? So your brand is going to need to have some kind of social presence. But if you're looking for a job, like a corporate job, or even if you're just kind of looking to be a freelancer and not have this big brand associated with you, I don't necessarily think that you need to have a big presence online. I do think it's important to be active just so you know what's going on. I have no desire to grow a huge TikTok following, but I started a TikTok because I need to understand how the platform works. I need to be able to test it out. I need to be in the know with things. So I do have one TikTok up if anyone's curious. That's probably the only one I'll ever do. But yeah, I think we have to be in tune with things, but you don't necessarily have to, you know, be some star. Joy says, amen to making valuable content. Hello, Latasha. I wonder if hashtags are really helping us get found by our target audience. Nobody uses them except marketers and business owners. Interesting. I think they do. I will say this is just anecdotal. I would have to do some research on this, but I definitely noticed the big difference on posts that I use hashtags on and without. And I would also say intentional, meaningful hashtags versus just like throwing, hashtag marketing up. When I really get very long tail and detailed, I definitely see usage out of that. Now, again, it does depend on your target audience. My target audience, they are marketers. So maybe that's why I can say that, because, you guys found me somehow. And if you found me on Instagram, it's probably through a hashtag. But what I always say is pay attention to what your customers are doing. I even in my personal life, when I think about when I'm looking for a vendor for my wedding, when I'm looking for a particular style of clothing, I'm usually typing into Instagram search bar. So I think people are using hashtags, even if they're not using it within their own content, they're using it to search for things. Did you create a business plan? Do you have tips on starting a business plan for social media managers? I do have a business plan. I can talk more about it. I do have a video on this channel. If you want to search, you may have seen it already, but if you search for, do you want to start a business in 2021 and put my name in the YouTube search bar, I kind of talk a little bit about that and I share some resources for it, but maybe I could do a video, in more depth about it if you're interested in that. But okay. So to answer that question, sorry that I got off on a tangent there. Tips for starting one, smallbusiness.gov. I think that's what it's called. SBA.gov. Sorry, SBA.gov. It's smallbusinessassociation.gov. They have some good templates on there for business plans. So that's a good place to start. But let me know if you would like me to do a full video on this. Just getting into some branding work for a small company. Any tips on a beginner to learn how to do this? Do you mean social media management, or are you doing like logo and branding and colors and stuff? Jorge, he signed up for Social Media Management Accelerator. Woohoo! I wish I had like an air horn or something so I can make like a exciting sound or like a party popper, but congratulations. I'm super excited. Class is going to start soon and I can't wait to see you in there. What's the best idea to get through awareness for the B2C model? It's hard for me to answer that question without knowing anything about the industry or the end goal. So if you have any more information, maybe I could help. You can totally say no, but would you possibly be open to host a Clubhouse room with me? Invite me to your room. If you have a plan to start a room, please send it to me. You can email it to me and I will try my very best to join if my schedule allows, and I'll get on stage with you. But I am very overcommitted right now to actually plan things. So if I can pop in and join you on stage, I absolutely will. So just send me your event and I'll try my best to make it. My weak zone as a social media manager is Facebook. Any tips? Oh my gosh, yeah, Facebook is annoying, isn't it? What I've learned is consistency. If we're talking about organic growth, my Facebook page was all but dead a year and a half ago, and I just started doing the bare minimum, and that was posting my videos, posting my YouTube videos on my Facebook page. I post 3 times a week, but back then I was only posting once a week. And even just doing that and tagging the occasional sponsor or tagging the occasional, collaborator or something like that really did help me get my Facebook page up to a better place. It's still not fantastic, but I at least get some engagement on all of my posts. And then also, as far as advertising, really understanding I would say choosing the right objectives for your ads. I think a lot of people just go to like a conversion ad, and that's not really right for all ad types. So I always say Facebook Blueprint is a great place to get started on learning those platforms and just testing some things out as well, testing out some ads. Ooh, Alexandra. 1 second for a water break. Alexandra wants to know, do you have any advice for working with difficult clients? Whew, how much time do you got? No, we all are going to experience difficult clients. There's no way around that. I think one of the best things that you can do is have a contract, to have a good contract, and really have like your whole process outlined in that contract and or in a welcome document. Because a lot of people, what I've found is a lot of conflicts that come up with clients is because either you don't know what you don't know, or they don't know what they don't know. Usually, people are not trying to be nightmare clients, and people are also not trying to be nightmare freelancers. It's just that there's a disconnect in that communication. So having that document, that contract, and or that welcome document, that welcome package, is really how you break through that. And then when somebody starts to abuse those things, this has actually kind of happened to me fairly recently. Somebody was getting mad at me because I wasn't responding to emails right away. And it's in my contract that I respond to emails on Monday through Friday, So I just had to very gently point that out to them. And remind them that it's in the contract. And usually they kind of back down. But I mean, honestly, I think that's the biggest thing. And then also knowing when it's time to let go. Sometimes you just got to walk away, and it's scary. It's always scary to walk away, especially from a retainer, client that is consistent about paying their invoices. But it's so cheesy, but I really, really found this to be true, that when you close one door, especially to a toxic, negative, draining client, you're opening the door to something else, really and truly. Joe says they can't get Honeybook in the UK. I know, they tell me they're working on it. I'm sorry about that, and I'm really bummed about that. I need to hound them about that as well. So I will put that on my list to email them and ask them what's up. But Bethan mentioned that she's using Dubsado and that it's a great alternative. Jess says social media management for her Twitter question. Let me go back up to your question, Jess. Getting into any tips for a beginner on how to learn to do this? Growing Twitter. I don't know of any like resources that are Twitter specific besides my own accelerator, which is coming up. So if you want to get in on that, that might be a good fit for you actually. But I would say for Twitter, it's really conversational. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're asking questions, that you are creating Twitter lists and following target people that you really want to, speak with, and that you are doing a lot of outbound engagement on Twitter. Twitter is not the kind of platform where people are just like scrolling, and well, they are scrolling, but it's not like Instagram where you can post a pretty photo, add some hashtags on it, and people will flock to you. You really do need to be conversational and be talking and engaging and stimulating conversation on that platform. So without knowing what your client does, just a small company. So I don't know exactly what they do, but try to figure out what their main content pillars are, what they really want to speak to, what problem they really want to address, and go deep with that. If it's, I don't know, like a staffing company, for example, maybe they want to change the world of work to completely remote work or something like that. I don't know. Then follow the remote work hashtags and follow leaders in that industry who tweet about the future of work, remote work, staffing, and talk to them every day. Share articles every day that are about those things. Scroll back down. Oh my gosh. These are going so fast. I'm sorry. Any internship opportunities under you? No, not right now, but my team is growing. I'm figuring that out. I'm actually waiting for my taxes to come back, my accountant to tell me how much I owe the government, and to sit down and have a conversation with me about what my team's going to look like in the future. So, definitely just make sure that you stay connected to me on YouTube, on Instagram. And I'll definitely let people know if I ever am hiring in the future. Let's see what else. Oh, just FYI, we love you here in India. At least my community sure does. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that. Lorraine, how would you go about promoting an event for a nonprofit organization on social media? Again, well, first of all, do you have a budget? Because my answer would be different if they have an advertising budget. In an ideal world, they might have, I have found, at least for the nonprofits that I've volunteered my time for and that I've worked for, Facebook tends to be a good platform for events, especially nonprofit events, because they're usually that demo of maybe like a Gen Xer to baby boomer tend to attend those events usually, and they usually are on Facebook. So I would say it depends on if you have a budget or not. If you don't have a budget, so you can still utilize Facebook, join Facebook groups. I know, like, I live in Metro Detroit, so there's a Detroit women's leadership group or something like that. That is totally where I'd post an event like that. I'm sure most every city or metro area has something very similar. So kind of do your digging and find groups and things like that that are within that space. EJ management. I've just landed my first one-on-one coaching client. Any tips that come straight to mind? If you have any specific questions about it or any areas that you are unsure about, let me know. But I mean, I think my best advice for any type of one-on-one client is, again, having that contract and that communication flow, done well. Having Honeybook, I think, I don't know why. I think you're in the UK. You could totally not be in the UK. So I'm sorry if I'm making that up. But if you are, Honeybook doesn't work there, which is so annoying. But having some type of a CRM system really does help things move really smoothly. So you can have your contract right in their file. So there are no confusion or anything like that. That really helps. And then also just surprise and delight. I'm a big fan of surprising and delighting my clients, meaning, just doing extra things when you can, when they don't ask for it. Yes, when people sign up for one-on-one coaching with me, they technically get 6 calls with me, but I'm also going to be popping on to their live streams and saying hi or joining them on things or giving them additional opportunities if I have them, or sending clients their way if people come to me and they ask, if it lines up, if the stars align. So doing as much of that surprising and delighting as you can really helps you gain that loyalty. I think the social media management algorithms don't like scheduler apps and softwares. What's your opinion? This is the age-old debate. Oh, it's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I like scheduling natively better, just because it forces me to kind of engage. Like, I use that time as a reminder to just kind of get in there and engage as well. I don't know. I mean, all the tools and all the platforms say that is a myth, but I mean, I kind of agree with you. It kind of seems like I tend to get lower reach, but again, I don't know if that's just because I'm not going in and engaging at the same time. Joy signed up for SMMA. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so excited. Dogecoin. Yeah, Dogecoin. I know nothing about it. I think Norris, my partner, has been messing around with that. I don't know anything about crypto. Miranda just signed up for SMMA. Oh my gosh, exciting. It's exactly what I needed. Yay, I'm so excited. Jazzy. Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing anybody's names. I'm not good at that. I think it's Jazzy though. How to start Instagram management. I have a lot of videos on this channel. If you're new here and you just kind of stumbled upon it, I would start with like a social media strategy. Latasha James, just type that into YouTube. And that'll be a good place to start. Social media, how to become a social media manager. I think I have a video about that as well. I think those are great places to start as well. Why are people commenting Dogecoin? Or is it Dogcoin? I don't know. Doggy coin? I don't know. Why is everyone commenting this? So weird. Is this spam? I don't know. EJ Management, just watched one of your videos and it's amazing. Awesome. I didn't know you did YouTube either. I'll have to check out your channel. Great info online. Says you are beautiful. Thank you. Detroit in the house. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not making it up. EJ Management is in the UK. Okay. Let's see. Just use your link to buy Honeybook today. Amazing. I'm going to answer one more question. I've been on here for 45 minutes already. Oh my goodness. This was really, really fun though. What do you do when you want to use IG on Hootsuite or other apps and the client does not have a Facebook page? Create one. Simple answer is I would say create one for them. Even if they're not going to use it. Like I have this weird account that literally is called Test, and I created it so that I could have a scheduler for my podcast Instagram account. Like I don't actually use it. So great one. I would say, oh, Bethan, thank you so much. I can vouch for Latasha's surprise and delight. I'm working with her right now. All of you signing up for SMMA, prepare to be delighted. Thank you so much, Bethan. Bethan is amazing. She is absolutely crushing it in her business. And it is such an honor and pleasure to work with you, Bethan. What's your opinion? Okay, no, I just said I'm going to answer one, but this is seriously it. What I can see right now is all I'm going to answer. Okay. What's your opinion on HubSpot certification? I think that they're great. I have the inbound certification and I've taken a bunch of their other courses. I don't think I have any other certifications, but I've taken a lot of their courses and I think they're great. They're all free. So if you don't have a lot to invest in your business right now, or even if, like I take a lot of free courses just because I don't have a lot of time to invest. So I don't want to like pay thousands of dollars and then not actually use it. I think they're great. I think they're really good quality. And let's see. Oh, awesome. I cannot recommend the social media management toolbox enough. Awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad that you are enjoying that platform. Okay, last question for real. What I wonder a lot about is how to get noticed on Facebook. I've managed a Facebook page and I find it hard to get people to engage. It is hard. If you look at the data, Facebook organic reach is declining so much. Compared to like when it first started, it's like nothing. So it is really hard. The one thing that has been great for engagement is Facebook groups. So if you have a Facebook page, let's just say I'm going to make this up. It's called Pet Supplies for You. You manage a pet supply account. I would create a pet lovers, random, I know, pet lovers Facebook group and work on growing that group and have it linked to your Facebook page. That's one good way to do that. And then another good way is by using advertising. And you really do not need to spend like thousands of dollars on advertising. I like the $5 a day strategy. There is actually an Amy Porterfield episode. If you want to just Google Amy Porterfield, $5 a day Facebook ads. It was one of her recent episodes. She had a Facebook ads expert on there really detailing how to do that strategy. And I agree with that. I think that's a good way to just kind of get that algorithm like warmed up and moving. And most importantly, get the right people to engage with your content because Facebook is huge. It's the biggest social platform, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a lot of noise on there. So you really want your target audience to be engaging with you and not just like random. So I would say those two things are important. And then also just, I know it sounds like really repetitive, but providing value in whichever way you can. That means using their native features. I don't do this, but using Facebook stories. If you're posting Instagram stories for yourself or for your client, just push them to Facebook stories as well. It's letting Facebook know that you're using their features and they like it when you do that. And it just keeps you top of mind for people as well. And therefore top of algorithm. Trying things like, there are rooms. Is that what it's called? I think rooms. Yeah. Anywho, it's like their live video feature on Facebook, just trying those different things out. The old strategy of just posting a link or a picture on Facebook just doesn't work anymore. It really, really doesn't. Okay. I think we are all good, you guys. Again, I want to thank you for joining. If you are interested in joining the Social Media Management Accelerator, like many of the amazing folks in this chat did, here's where you can get the link. I'm going to go ahead and link it here as well in the chat. Okay, hopefully I spelled that right. Hopefully. Cherie, hey, Latasha, we love you. Oh my gosh, I love you. You are amazing. And I'm so excited to see you in the accelerator as well. So, yeah, thank you all for joining. And if anybody has any other questions, any suggestions for a future live, let me know. Did you guys like live? Should I do this once a month? More, less? Let me know. And this was fun. I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Some of you, I'll see you in the course, and I will be back on Wednesday for a new video and on Friday for a video podcast. I'll talk to you later. Bye.